you're watching Sealclops Book Reviews. I have a longer one today for you as I'm going to be reviewing a series of 3 books written by J.D. Hollyfield and Kate Webster. This series is called the Two Lovers series, and it starts off with a bunch of wrong text messages that end up in some pretty sweet romance books. Yeah, enjoy! The Two Lovers series, written by 2 authors, J.D. Hollyfield and Kay Webster. This series is made up of these 3 books that you can see on the screen. First is Text to Lovers, then Hate to Lovers, then Thieves to Lovers. All very adorable and sweet, and fairly short reads as well, which is quite good, as when I picked these up, I was once again looking for a short and sweet romance book to go in between some other more serious books that I was reading. When I say serious, I mean true crime, heavy sort of stuff. I needed something to go back and forth between. And yeah, I found this series. So let's get into it. So genre and trope. This is for all 3 books, so it's long. So romance, contemporary, adult, chick lit, wrong number, insta love, hate to love. What do I have under there? I have insta love again. There you go. I didn't proofread this very well. Pregnancy, best friends to lovers, bad boy, good girl. And how does the books compare with other books in the genre? These are very sweet contemporary romances. For book 1, the main characters are strangers who first become acquainted via a wrong number text message. The characters work and attend dates throughout the story, as many do in contemporary books. In the second book, the main tropes, unfortunately for me, were some of my least favourites, primarily being hate to love and pregnancy. The final book, the author did an amazing job at entwining the bad boy, good girl trope as well as the best friends to lovers trope. Similar to the books before this one in the Two Lovers series, it had a few action scenes to up the stakes. And how does it match up to my expectations? All 3 books were very easy to read and met the main genre well. All 3 used text messaging to progress the stories further. First of all, Text to Lovers. Very first in the trilogy, and all of these I read on my phone, because, yeah, I do that. The summary. It's the start of nothing good. I fired off a storm of raunchy text messages to the wrong number, and he replied, him, show me a picture. Him, tell me your name. Why does the lure of anonymity have me craving to indulge a stranger? It's the start of everything right. I received a slew of text messages when everything in my life was wrong, and she made me laugh again. Her, you're probably a creeper. Her, possibly a stalker. Why do I have the overwhelming need to find this stranger who saved me and make her mine? Him, take a chance with me. Her, this is crazy. Him, I need to see you. Her, what are you doing? What are we doing? Him, we're about to find out. Photo attached and photo attached. Yeah, that got me pretty invested. I wanted to jump in and see what happened there. The analysis, and because I'm doing the whole series, I'm giving a star rating to each book as I go. I gave this book 3.5 stars out of 5. It was quite enjoyable. Plot and theme. After finding her boyfriend not only in the arms of another woman, but having just proposed to her with money he scanned from Danny, a night of drinking is in order. Finding comfort with her best friend, a friendly bartender, and a bottle of tequila, Danny decides to relieve her anger with some clever worded text messages to her ex. Then she receives a message from the arsehole ex from a different number. Danny is mortified by her actions, but can't help returning the multiple texts from the stranger. As the days pass, constant texting turns into nightly phone calls. Then one day, she recognizes a familiar voice, and everything changes. Pacing, emotion, ending, and plot holes. The pacing for the book was easy to follow. Time moved in a steady timeline forward, with explanations of time skipped a few explanations if time skipped a few days. Oh gosh, I can't read today. The overall emotions were primarily happy. However, there was a third act breakup with some angst and depression surrounding both characters. Rem was explained as having depression in the past and was shown to succumb to the disease more severely than Danny. I didn't make it clear, but Rem is the guy, Danny's the girl. The son change from overly nice to having a backbone was a bit quick to be really believable, in my opinion. But otherwise, the story was sweet and enjoyable. Main characters. So Danny, she's petite, didn't spell that right, dark hair and big eyes, overly nice, seen as a pushover, working towards telling others no, very innocent, will not abide, lies, finds Ram to be perfect. Yeah, I think I had his name wrong in the last slide and I just didn't realize until now. There you go. I write these reviews when I've just finished the book, when I'm still getting over the whole it's finished, oh my goodness, and I write them really fast. And I try and proofread them, but I wrote them, so I can't always pick up on my mistakes, and this is usually when I pick up on them when I'm doing these videos. So have a good laugh at that, yeah. Ram, large, muscular, tattooed, and clean-shaven, suffers from depression, works in advertisement marketing, helps Danny stand up for herself, was fired over a horrible trick, too afraid to tell Danny as he wants to be worthy of her. The recommendation. I stumbled across this book while looking through romance listings on Goodreads. I have not seen any other reviews or posts regarding either the book, series, or author, and went into this story completely blind. I read it in under 2 days. It was romantic, sweet, and opened the door for another book with the best friend and brother to take place immediately after. I liked how the text messaging was working into the book and would recommend others to give the story a go as well. Book 2, Hate to Lovers. Same authors, same mode of reading on my phone, and a second in the series. The summary. She hates him and his big head. He likes her and her big tits. She hates him because she somehow ends up naked every time she sees him. He likes her because she somehow ends up naked every time he sees her. She hates him because the big oaf knocked her up with his kid. He likes her because she's carrying his child. She hates the way he gets inside her head. He likes the way she lets him see glimpses of her heart. Andy, I hate you. Roman, I know, but I'm going to change that. This book, I gave this one 2.5 stars out of 5. It was not bad. It just had my least favorite tropes in it and drove me a bit insane while I read it. Plot and theme. Andy and Roman hate each other. At least that is what they want everyone to think. With her clothes getting tighter, her emotions getting crazier, and her food cravings through the roof, Andy refuses to believe what is right in front of her. She is pregnant. Roman is ecstatic. He feels for the crazy blonde. He fell for the crazy blonde the first time he saw her, and to find out that she is growing the child in her womb, he is determined to make her see the truth of their relationship. Pacing, emotion, ending, and plot holes. Andy pissed me off big time in this book. There you go. She got on my nerves in the first book as well, but as she was the main female character in this one, her behaviour became too much. She gets angry at everything. The only way she can control her anger is by hitting, kicking, and cursing out those around her. This was before she became pregnant, so you can't say, oh, it's the hormones. She was like this before that, and it just drove me nuts. Try to explain that. They try to explain that it's from her dad walking out when she was young, but that is just bullshit. If a guy to behave how she did in this book, he would be arrested for assault. Yeah. Roman was a sweetheart in this book. His behaviour around Link and his brother was over the top but rarely came up. His devotion towards Andy and the baby were the only saving factors for this book. The characters, so Andy, blonde, tall and pretty, often loud and over the top, pregnant throughout this book, jumps to conclusions, driven by food, and had a tough childhood. Roman, he is the oldest of the 3 brothers. No, not 3 brothers, sorry. Oldest of 3. Ram's the youngest boy. And then they have a little sister. Tall with dark hair and a footballer's build, very family oriented. owner of a large marketing company, goes above and beyond to look after Andy and willing to take what he can get. So if she is only going to give him scraps, he is willing to take it. And I find that just so depressing to think about because, yeah. The recommendation. Overall, this was an enjoyable book filled with story and action. It must be read after the first in the series to make complete sense, and ends with an introduction into the third and final book. The main female character really got on my nerves with her behaviour, but apart from that, the story was entertaining and sweet. Last but not least, we have Thieves to Lovers. This is the last in the 3-book series, and yeah, it's picked up. I definitely enjoyed this better than the second book, so it sort of went, what was it, like that. The summary. Best friends aren't supposed to kiss, but these best friends did. He can't get the taste of her lips off his mind. She can't let go of the guilt from her mistake. He wants to be good enough for her. She wishes life were different. He's the bad boy reject. She's the girl next door. When opposites attract, they collide and create an explosion that can't be ignored. Is it possible to be madly in love with your best friend? Love follows no rules because love is a rebel. Her, we should talk about what's happening. Him, it's about damn time. And the analysis. So I gave this 3.5 stars out of 5. Like I said, I enjoyed this more than the second book. I enjoyed it about the same as the first book. Probably a little bit more just because, you actually get to, the other characters, the background characters now a bit better as well. So it's quite nice. Fun theme. Reagan and Link become best friends from the first time they meet. Or met. They understood each other, they encouraged each other, and they know how to push one another to be the best that they can be. As Reagan realizes that the guy she is dating is not the one for her, she must rely on Link to help her get out from his clutches. Seen as perfect by those on the outside, Link must help Ray escape from their ex's controlling reach. When I say that, the ex is seen as perfect from the outside, so that's why Link helps her. Once free and willing to explore their feelings, Ray and Link find not just a best friend, but a soulmate in the other. Pacing, motion, ending, and plot holes. I felt the flow was well written and executed for this last installment in the Two Lovers series. The length was an easy to manage 300 or so pages, with the primary emotions focusing on love and happiness between the main characters. There were some hard feelings between Link and Ray's brothers throughout, as well as confusion between Ray and her ex. The ending was happy overall, with some angst and sadness in the last few chapters following the biggest action scene. The main characters. So Reagan, or Ray, petite, brown hair and small figure, youngest of 3, only girl, CFO for her brother's marketing company, has had bad relationships in the past, a people pleaser, and seen as the good girl. Then we have Link. Tall, muscular, covered in tattoos with shaggy dark hair, older stepbrother to Andy, looking to turn his life around, doesn't have any friends apart from Ray, amazing artist, and seen as the bad boy. The recommendation. All 3 books in this series were highly enjoyable to read through. I managed to fly through the entire series in roughly 3 days, reading 1 book a day, I worked out. Each book outlines a different set of characters and how they came to be together. Although this is the case, the books still need to be read in their specific order as the time frame progresses throughout each story. These books make up a highly enjoyable and easy to read series that I would recommend to those looking for a happily ever after with some action. And my overall review for the entire series is 3 out of 5 stars. So this book, or these books, prove that a wrong text message can lead to a happily ever after, and then some characters need to control their emotions. An enjoyable 3-book series. Thank you for watching my longer than usual book review on the Two Lovers series, written by J.D. Hollyfield and K. Webster. I hope you enjoyed it. I've definitely read a few of K. Webster's books before. She is really funny. Never had heard of J.D. Hollyfield before, so this was a good introduction to her writing style as well. Let me know what you thought. Thank you. Bye.